It was just past midnight when Lily heard the knock. Single knock. Not loud, not rushed, just one, slow and heavy. Then silence. She sat up in bed, heart pounding. Her small wooden cabin stood at the edge of the woods, far from town. No one ever came this late. She grabbed the flashlight from her bedside, slipped on her boots, and tiptoed to the door. The night was cold. Fog wrapped around the trees like ghosts. Crickets had stopped chirping. Even the wind stood still. Another knock. Lily opened the door slowly. Standing there was a woman not human. She was tall, thin, and wrapped in a torn gray cloak. Her skin glowed faint blue in the moonlight. Her hair was long and tangled, her face dirty and bruised. But what caught Lily's eyes was the small bundle in her arms. A child. The child's arms dangled, eyes half open, lips cracked. Woman raised her head and spoke in broken English. "Please. Water, my daughter." Then she collapsed at Lily's feet. Lily dropped to her knees. The alien child gave a faint cough. Without thinking, Lily lifted the child into her arms and dragged the woman across the threshold. She laid them both near the fireplace and turned the gas on full blast. The room warmed quickly. She rushed too. The kitchen filled a bowl with clean water and brought it back. The child didn't move at first. Lily dipped her fingers in and let drops fall on the girl's lips. The child opened her mouth and slowly drank. Lily tried the same with the woman. She stirred, but didn't wake. Lily wrapped them both in blankets. The child whispered something in her own language before falling asleep again. Her voice was soft, weak, and full of pain. Lily didn't sleep that night. She sat by the fire, watching. Them, she had so many questions. Who were they? Where did they come from? Why her door? Why now? But most of all, what kind of danger were they running from? By morning, the woman began to wake. Her eyes fluttered open, and she looked around in panic. "Safe?" she asked in a hoarse voice. "Yes," Lily said gently. "You're safe." "Here." The woman tried to sit up but winced. Her arm was bruised. Her leg had a deep burn. She pulled her cloak tighter as if ashamed to be seen. "My daughter?" she asked, trying to rise. "She's here," Lily pointed. "Sleeping." The woman relaxed for a second. Then her eyes turned sharp. "No call, no patrol," she said quickly. "Please." Lily frowned. "I didn't call anyone." The woman seemed to believe her. She took a deep breath and looked at the child again, then at Lily. "Thank you," she whispered. "What's your name?" Lily asked. The woman hesitated. "Jirali," she said slowly. "I'm Lily. You're not from here, are you?" I gave a tired smile. "No, not from this world." Lily sat down on the edge of the couch. "I've seen aliens before, on the news, but never like this." "What happened to you?" Shirali looked at her hands. "Hunted," she said. "Ship crashed. We ran. No food, no water. 2 days. Lily's eyes widened. "And you carried her the whole time?" Shirali nodded. "You're lucky you found." "This place, no. Not luck," Gerli said. She touched the child's forehead and closed her eyes. "She led me," said kind voice in her dream. Lily blinked. "What?" Shirali nodded again. "She dreamed of woman with fire. A safe place. That's why I knocked." Lily didn't know what to say. She looked at the child now sleeping, peacefully, under her blanket. She couldn't have been more than 5. Her skin shimmered faintly with a blue tint, but her features were soft. She could have been any little girl, just from another world. Her name? Lily asked. "Raina?" Shirali said. Lily stood. "All right then. Yeah. You and Raina stay here until you're better. No one's going to hurt her. Not while I'm around." Shirela's eyes filled with tears. She lowered her head. "You are. Strange. Human. I get that a lot," Lily said, smiling for the first time. Outside, the wind returned. The trees rustled again. The danger wasn't gone. Somewhere out there, something still hunted them. And Lily had just stepped into a story far bigger than she ever imagined. But looking at that child, her tiny hands wrapped in Lily's old scarf, She knew one thing for sure: she wasn't going to let go. Not now. Not ever. Lily didn't sleep that night. She tried closing her eyes, but every time she did, she saw the child's face, small, still, and strangely quiet. Most kids cried, screamed, clung to their mothers, but not this one. Raina just stared. Even now, wrapped in a warm blanket near the fire, her big blue eyes were open, not blinking, just watching. Lily placed a small cup of warm broth near her. "You can eat," Lily whispered. "It's okay." The child didn't move. Geraldine, the mother, was still weak and barely awake. She muttered words in a language Lily couldn't understand. Her body was fighting the fever, but she was stable for now. Raina finally spoke. Just 2 words, no more. Her voice was soft, almost a whisper. Lily leaned closer. "No more what?" The child pointed to the window. "No. More running." Lily followed the finger. The cabin was quiet. The forest outside was silent again, but Raina didn't blink. Her eyes were fixed beyond the trees. "They're not here," Lily said. "You're safe now?" Raina tilted her head. "You don't know?" Lily's chest tightened. She didn't know. She had no idea what these two had run from. It's something about Raina made her believe it was worse than she could imagine. Raina reached into her pocket and pulled out a small, Atema broken necklace, or maybe a tag. The writing was in a strange alien script. Scratched, worn, burned. Lily gently took it. "What's this?" Raina answered with one chilling word. "Tracker." Lily's fingers tightened around the metal. "You're telling me someone was tracking you?" Raina nodded slowly. "Does it still work?" Lily asked. "I broke it," Raina said. "Mama said, if they follow it, they take me." Lily's stomach turned. She stood and walked to the back door. She opened it and stepped outside into the cold. Snow had started, falling again. She walked to the fire pit behind the cabin and dropped the metal tag into the flames. It hissed, sparked, and melted slowly. She watched until it was just blackened ash. When she came back in, Raina was curled up beside her mother. Shirali stirred. Her eyes opened weakly. "Raina." The child smiled faintly and held her mother's hand. "Still here?" Shirali's eyes met Lily's. "Thank you," Lily shook her head. "Don't thank me yet. I still don't know what I've gotten." Myself into Zirali coughed. "You saved us. That is enough." "Who's after you?" Lily asked. Zirali didn't answer at first. She looked at Raina, then at the fireplace. "People who trade blood for power," she said. "People who would hurt a child, ... to gain control." Lily's voice dropped. "Control of what?" Garelli touched her daughter's hair. "She is ... more than she seems, not just my child. She carries royal blood. Her father was someone important. Many want her ... dead or captured." Lily sat on the floor, stunned. "Why come here?" she asked. "To Earth." Girelli closed her eyes. "He told me before he died. Find the quiet planet. The blue one. The kind ones live. There, I had no choice." Lily stayed silent for a while. Then she stood up and began packing a small bag. "What are you doing?" Girelli asked. Lily looked serious. "If they're hunting her, we need to move. Not far, just somewhere hidden." "There's no safe place," Girelli whispered. "I know one," Lily said. "My grandfather had a hunting shack up in the hills. No power, no roads, but enough to keep warm. And no one knows it exists." Girelli hesitated. "You would take us there?" "I can't leave you here to die," Lily said. "Not after what I've seen." Raina stood up quietly and took Lily's hand. "I dreamed of you," she said softly. Lily froze. Raina looked up. "In the dream, you had fire around you. You were holding me. You said no one will hurt you here." Girlie covered her mouth, tears falling down her cheeks. Lily blinked, unsure what to say. "That's just a dream, sweetie." Raina shook her head. "No, it was before we came, in the stars. I saw you." The room fell silent. The fire crackled outside. The snow began falling harder. Lily finally spoke, her voice steady. "Then maybe you were meant to come here, and I was meant to open that door." She packed extra blankets, food, water, and medicine. Raina helped wrap her mother. By sunrise, they would be ready to move. But as Lily walked to the front door to check the weather, she saw something in the distance. A single light blinking just past the tree line. Not natural. Not from Earth. Something had followed them after all. Lily stared through the frost-covered glass. The blinking light was still out there. Slow, steady, pulsing like a heartbeat. It wasn't a car. It wasn't a drone. It was watching. She stepped back from the window, heart thudding. Inside the cabin, the fire crackled softly. Garrily lay wrapped in blankets, eyes half closed but alert. Raina sat next to her, holding her mother's hand tight. "I saw a light," Lily whispered. "Someone's out there." Shirley didn't move. The voice came low. "Do not open the window." Lily looked at her. "What do you mean?" "Do not let it see you," Shirley said. "If it sees your face, it remembers. If it remembers, it never stops." Raina whispered too. "It's not a person. It's a machine. It smells your fear." Lily's hands felt cold, even in the warmth of the fire. "What does it want?" Shirley turned her head slowly. "To confirm. To scan. It does not kill on its own, it finds, then calls others. If it sees her face, the others will come." Lily stepped away from the window and closed the curtain. "Then we leave now," she said. Shirley coughed, her body still weak. "We won't make it. Too cold. Too far." "Then we hide," Lily said. She grabbed the bag she had packed. "There's a crawl space under the floor. It's small, but no scanner can see through that much old metal." Rug in the center of the room. Underneath was a rusted metal hatch with a thick lock. She turned the handle and opened it. The space below was narrow, lined with steel. "This was my granddad's storm shelter," she said. "It's not comfortable, but it'll work." Garali tried to stand, but her leg gave out. Lily caught her and helped her down into the crawl space first. Then she handed Raina a small lamp and food. Raina clutched it, her glowing eyes looking up at Lily. "What about you?" she asked. "I'll stay above," Lily said. "Someone needs to be the trap." Sarali grabbed Lily's hand. "If they come, you run." Lily smiled softly. "I don't run." She shut the hatch and pulled the rug back over it. Then she turned off all lights except the fire and waited. Hours passed. The wind outside moaned. At times it sounded like a voice calling, like whispers slipping through the cracks in the walls. Just after 3 a.m., she heard it creaking wood on the porch. Heavy steps, not boots, not claws. Something slow and mechanical, then dash, tap, 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 not on the door. On the window, tap, tap, tap. Lily stood still. She held her breath. The shotgun was in her hands, fully loaded. The tapping stopped. Then a whisper came, not loud, not harsh, calm, robotic. "Open the window." Lily didn't move. "Open the window. We are friends. We bring help." The voice didn't sound real. It sounded like something that had only heard human speech and was trying to copy it. Lily crouched near the wall, breathing through her mouth. Her fingers gripped the shotgun tighter. Then she saw it. A black shape moved across the curtain. Tall, thin, with 2 long arms. Its head turned sharply left, then right, like it was sniffing the air. She stayed low.
Oh.
No sound, but the shape stopped. It faced the window again. A red light appeared, and it scanned the room. The machine's eye glowed. The curtain began to heat and curl at the edges. Lily had seconds. She rushed forward and grabbed a bucket of cold water from the sink. She threw it at the curtain, dousing the heat, then fired 1 shot through the wall. The blast cracked the window. Outside, the machine screamed. Not a human scream. High-pitched screech like metal tearing. It dropped from the porch and vanished. Into the trees, smoke filled the cabin. Lily coughed and opened the back door to let air in. She checked the forest. Nothing moved. But she knew it wasn't over. She ran to the hatch and pulled it open. They're gone. She called. Raina crawled out first, eyes wide with worry. Garrily followed, limping badly. Lily helped her to the couch. We have to go, Lily said. Now they'll be back. That thing wasn't scouting. It was confirming. Shirali nodded. It knows now. It knows she's here. Lily looked at Raina. We'll take the forest path to the hunting shack. It's steep. It's cold, but no one tracks through there, Raina whispered. I'll help Mama walk. Sirili held her daughter tight. She's stronger than she looks. Lily loaded supplies, grabbed warm clothes, and packed everything they could carry before they stepped outside. She looked back once at the broken window. She had lived there her whole life, but now that cabin wasn't a home. It was a target. Asterisk, the path through the forest was narrow, steep, and frozen. Lily led, the way her boots crunching on the icy ground. Behind her, Shirali leaned on a walking stick Lily had made from a broken chair leg. Raina walked beside her, one hand holding her mother's waist, the other clutching a tiny glow crystal for light. They didn't speak. The wind howled through the trees like distant screams. Snowflakes drifted down in slow silence, and every sound felt louder than it should have been. Lily's hands were raw from the cold, but she didn't stop. Not yet. They had to reach the old hunting shack before sunrise. If the tracker machine had marked their location, it would only be hours before others followed. Finally, just as the sky began to turn pale blue, they reached a hidden slope. Below, nestled between two thick ridges, sat the old shack, small, wooden, half buried in snow, but still standing. Lily helped Shirali down the last hill. They entered the cabin. It was cold inside, but dry. No power, no tech, just a fireplace and some old furniture. Raina collapsed on the floor, her small chest rising and falling fast. Shirali sank into a corner, groaning softly. Lily built a fire, using dry logs and matches from an old tin. Soon. Warm light filled the room. She brought out food and water. Eat something, she said gently. Raina took a bite of dried bread. Shirali tried, but her hand shook. Lily walked over and offered help. She touched the cloak around Shirali's shoulders. The alien widow flinched hard. Lily paused. I'm not going to hurt you, Gerald. Didn't speak. Her eyes dropped. Lily crouched beside her. Your leg is worse. Need to look at the wound. Shirali nodded slowly. Lily carefully peeled back the cloak and lifted the old bandages. She gasped. The burn wasn't normal, it was deep, twisted, and around it were strange symbols cut into the skin. Not accidental, not from the crash. These were carved. Lily stepped back. Who did this? Shirali stared into the fire. Her voice was barely more than breath. The House of Marka. Lily frowned. That's a name? Odd. Lodline? Garrily? Said, my mate served them. When he died, they claimed us as property. Lily's voice trembled. They did this to you? They marked me, Shirali said. Like cattle, a claim of ownership. I belonged to them. My child did too. Raina looked down. Her small hands were shaking. Lily's heart ached. She sat down slowly. You're not theirs. Not anymore. Shirali didn't answer. Lily stood. Again, I have medical tape. I'll clean the wound. She worked in silence, wiping away dried blood and wrapping fresh bandages. Shirali didn't flinch this time. She only stared at the wall. When Lily was done, she handed her a blanket. You don't owe them anything, she said. Not your body, not your daughter, not your life. Garrily looked up at her. I don't know how to live free. Raina crawled into her mother's arms. She saved us. Maybe we learn. Ali poked the fire and added more wood. Tomorrow, we dig in. No signals, no heat leaks. We go dark. I've lived off-grid before. We can make it work. Garrily nodded, though her eyes still looked far away. Lily leaned against the wall and looked up at the wooden ceiling. I used to think this shack was just a memory, she said. My granddad built it after the invasion started, said the world was changing and we'd need places the stars couldn't find. Raina tilted her head. Did he fight in the war? Lily nodded. He was part of Earth's resistance. But he died before peace talks began, Jarelli asked softly. And you? You are? Not like others? Lily smiled faintly. Just someone who was tired of watching people suffer. You came to my door. That's all it took. Gorali whispered. Most would have closed it. Then they've forgotten what it means to be human, Lily replied. Suddenly, Raina stood. She walked to a small window and touched the wood. I feel something, she said. A hum. It's not close, but it's searching. Voice sharpened. Is it one of them? Raina nodded. Not like before. Bigger, faster. It smells metal and blood. Lily gripped the shotgun beside her. How long? She asked. Raina turned. Not tonight, but soon. Lily exhaled slowly. Then, tonight, we rest. Tomorrow, we prepare. Raina woke up before the sun. She didn't cry. She didn't move. She just sat up in the old wooden shack. Her glowing eyes fixed on the frosty window. They're near, she whispered. Lily heard her from across the room and sat up quickly. The fire was low, just a dim orange flicker now. She grabbed her boots and moved to the window. The forest was still dark, but something felt different. The wind had stopped. The air was too quiet. No birds, no sounds. Not even the trees creaked. Garrily stirred pain in her face. Her leg had gotten worse overnight. She tried to rise, but her body gave out. Lily helped her sit. We don't have much time. Raina pointed toward the tree line. There, she said, 3 of them, moving slow. Searching. Lily grabbed the small telescope from the shelf and looked. She saw them 3 shadows between the trees. Tall, armored, and not human. They weren't rushing. They weren't afraid. They were confident, because they believed no one could stop. Then Lily's jaw tightened. She turned to the others. We have an hour, maybe less. She pulled a trap box from under the floorboards. Inside were old hunting tools, rope, metal spikes, something her grandfather had built homemade electric mines. She laid everything on the floor. I'll defend the shack, she said. But I need you both to go down to the cellar and stay silent. Don't come out, no matter what happens. Jarelli shook her head. They won't stop with you. I'm not planning to die, Lily said, but if I don't fight, they'll just take you. And I've seen what they do too. People they capture. Raina's lips trembled. You'll be alone. Lily reached out and gently touched her cheek. I'm not afraid of them. I've got reasons to stand now. That makes me stronger. Raina nodded and led her mother down into the hidden cellar under the shack. Lily covered the entrance with old crates and snow-dusted rugs. Then she got to work. She planted 2 spiked traps at the front just beneath the steps. She rigged the mines along the path through the trees. She placed wire nets near the window, then positioned herself behind the fireplace wall, shotgun ready. Time passed slow. Then the first crunch of footsteps echoed. One figure stepped onto the porch. Heavy boots, sharp armor, its helmet glowed faint. Red dot, it didn't knock. It just reached out and touched the doorknob. Lily. She took a deep breath. The door swung open. She fired. The blast hit the hunter square in the chest. Sparks flew as it fell backward off the porch. Screeching sounds erupted from the woods. The other 2 rushed forward, fast, inhumanly fast. One stepped on a mine. The explosion ripped through the snow, throwing the second hunter into a tree. Lay still, but the third, taller, thicker, more dangerous, charged toward the shack. Lily aimed again, but the creature was too quick. It smashed through the window, wood and glass flying everywhere. She rolled aside just in time. The creature grabbed her arm. Its grip was like iron. She stabbed it with a fire poker. It roared and released her, slamming into the wall. Lily coughed, her side bleeding. She scrambled up and fired again. Shot hit its neck, sparking, but didn't stop it. The creature reached for her again but froze. A strange sound echoed from under the floorboards. A voice Raina's. She wasn't speaking words, she was singing. A soft, humming tune that vibrated through the wood and air. The creature stopped moving. It dropped. To its knees. Its armor flickered. Its head bowed, then it shut down. Lily stood still, breathing hard. "What was that?" she whispered. The cellar door opened. Shirali helped Raina step out. The child looked pale, her eyes glowing stronger than ever. "I sang the command," she said. "It only works on soldiers of Marka. Not all, just some. But this one listened." Grali smiled faintly. "Her voice is her power. My mate said she would inherit the old blood. Today, I believe it." Lily looked at the fallen hunter. "Is it dead?" Raina shook her head. "Just sleeping, but more will come." Lily dropped her shotgun. "Then, we run," she said. "Farther than before, we find a new place. And we don't stop until we're where no tracker can find us." Shirali whispered. "You could leave. This isn't your fight." Lily met her eyes. "It is now." Outside, the wind returned, brushing snow off the trees. But inside that small shack, something had changed. The hunted were no longer helpless. They had begun to fight back. Asterisk. Snow kept falling as the three of them moved deeper into the mountains. The shack was no longer safe. The enemy had found them once it would happen again. Lily led the way, her coat torn and her side still aching from the last fight. Jarelli leaned on her, weak but walking. Raina stayed close behind, clutching a carved wooden figure Lily had given her for luck. They didn't speak much, not until they reached the edge of a cliff that overlooked the valley. There was no road, no lights, nothing human in sight. Just snow-covered trees, jagged rocks, and silence. "This is where we stop," Lily said. "We camp here tonight." Sorelli sank down beside a large boulder. Her breaths were sharp and shallow. Raina looked worried. "She's worse." Lily knelt and checked the wound. It was infected, red and hot to the touch. The old bandages were soaked. She cleaned it again, but she knew it wouldn't be enough. Garrily opened her eyes. "There's something I haven't told you." Lily glanced at her. "Now's not the time for secrets." Garrily smiled faintly. "It's the only time." She reached into her cloak and pulled out a thin crystal, deep green, and pulsing softly. "This is called a life core," she said. "It holds energy, healing, memory." Lily frowned. "Why didn't you use it before?" Gurali looked at her daughter. "Because using it means giving up the past. Everything I was. Everything I knew." Raina stepped closer. "Are you sure?" Shirali cupped Raina's cheek. "You have your own path now. I just want to walk beside you long enough to see where it leads." She placed the life core over her wound. The crystals sank into her skin and glowed. At first, nothing happened. Then Jirali's body arched, her eyes wide, and her voice echoed not in pain, but in power. The ground shook. The wind whipped in circles. Energy filled the air, like thunder ready to strike. Lily grabbed Raina and pulled her back. Gurali stood slowly, shakily but taller than before. The burn on her leg faded. The pain left her face. Her skin shimmered brighter, her eyes like twin stars. She had changed, not just healed, wakened. "What just happened?" Lily whispered. Shirali looked at her hands, then up at the sky. "I've buried my strength for too long. My people taught us to bow, to serve. But my mate always said if I ever rose, I would rise like fire." Raina smiled through tears. "You're glowing." Shirali turned toward the trees. "They're coming again," she said. "I can feel them." Lily loaded her gun. "Then we don't wait." Jirali placed a hand on her shoulder. "You've done enough. Let me stand this time." Lily hesitated. "You sure?" "I was born to protect her," Jirali said. but I never believed I had the strength until you showed me. They set traps against pikes, hidden under snow, noise alarms made from old cans, and sharpened branches arranged along narrow paths. As dusk fell, the forest shifted, cracks in the trees, metal scraping rock. The enemies returned, but this time more than just scouts, 6 of them. Armored, armed, and moving fast. Sorelli stepped forward. She didn't carry weapons. She didn't wear armor. But when the first hunter charged, she raised her hand, and the snow beneath it exploded upward, lifting the creature into the air and slamming it into a tree. Lily's eyes widened. Garrely had control of the wind, the snow, the earth around her. One hunter aimed a plasma blade at her back. Garrely turned, faster than sight, and slammed her palm into the ground. A ripple of force lifted the snow in a wave and threw the creature off the cliff. Reyna cheered. Another came from the side. Lily aimed her shotgun, but Jarelli stopped her. "This one is mine." The creature lunged. Jarelli spun, grabbing its wrist, flipping it over her shoulder and driving its head into a rock. The armor cracked. It didn't get up. Jarelli stood in the center of the clearing, surrounded by broken snow, frozen trees, and silence. Then she fell to her knees. Lily ran to her. "Side, are you okay?" Jarelli nodded slowly. "It takes much, ... to hold that power. I'm not used to it yet." Reyna wrapped her arms around her. "You were beautiful," she whispered. Lily sat beside them, staring at the quiet woods. "We can't stay here," she said. "But maybe there's a way out of this. If she has power, and they fear her, maybe there's a chance." Garrely looked at her. "They won't stop, Lily. Not unless someone makes them stop." Lily's eyes narrowed. "And we find a way to do that?" Garrely smiled. "Together? Together?" They sat under the stars that night, not hiding, not running, but planning. Because the widow had risen in now. They would rise with her. Weeks passed. Snow melted from the mountain trees, dripping like quiet music onto the ground. Spring was near, far from the broken cabin, beyond the cliff where Jarelli had stood like a storm. The 3 survivors had found a place of peace, a wide valley hidden deep in the wilderness. No machines came here, no roads, no signals. Just sky, trees, and silence. Lily had found the spot by memory. Her grandfather once called it Whispering Hollow, a place so quiet even time felt slower. Now it was home. The small shelter they built from wood and stone stood near a warm spring. Inside it, laughter now replaced fear. The danger hadn't disappeared, but something inside all of them had changed. Reyna ran barefoot through the soft grass, her long hair flying behind her. She chased wild light bugs that shimmered in the morning sun. Carolee stood by the stream, filling a bucket with clean water. Her movements were strong again. No limping, no pain in her steps. The glow in her skin had softened, but her eyes still held the fire of a fighter, and Lily sat on a rock nearby. Sharpening an old hunting knife, she watched them both. She still didn't understand how her quiet life had become a war. She had lived alone for years, afraid to feel, afraid to care. But that single knock on her door, one voice begging for water, had cracked something open in her heart. Shirali looked up and walked over. "She's happy," she said. Lily nodded. "Never thought I'd see that, not from her." Sat beside her. "She smiles now because of you." "I just opened the door," Lily replied. Shirali touched her arm. He did more than that. He stood between her and death. They sat in silence for a while. Then Shirali asked, "What will you do now?" Lily looked at the valley. "I want to stay," she said, "but not just to hide. I want to build something. A place for people like you, like Reyna. A place where no one gets turned away." Shirali smiled. "A sanctuary." "Exactly." Shirali held out her hand. In it was the carved figure Lily had once given Reyna. "She wants you to name it," Shirali said. Lily took it, surprised. "Why me?" "'Cause you saved her. You gave her the future. And in our culture, ... whoever gives life, gives the name." Lily looked across the field at the little girl. Reyna stood on a rock, her arms wide, pretending to fly. Lily stood slowly. She cupped her hands around her mouth. Raina. She called. The child turned, smiling bright. Lily held up the figure. Come here. Raina ran over, laughing barefoot. In the grass, she stopped in front of them, breathless and happy. You remember this? Lily asked. Raina nodded. It kept me safe when I was scared. Lily knelt down and held the figure out. From today, this isn't just a toy.
This
Is your name? Raina blinked. My name. Lily nodded. Not Raina. That name was for running. It's for hiding. But you're done hiding. She paused. Your name now is Hope. Girali gasped softly. Raina's eyes filled with tears. Hope. Lily smiled. No matter what happens out there, you remind me that something good can grow from pain. And you gave me a reason to fight again. Girelli knelt beside her daughter and whispered, It suits you. Renano. Hope hugged Lily tight. I'll be strong, she said. I'll protect this place. Lily hugged her back. I know. You will. That night they lit a fire under the open sky. Stars above were clear and endless. Girlie sang a song from her world, low and peaceful, like a mother's lullaby. Lily listened, holding her rifle across her lap. Not for fear, just for safety. As the song ended, Shirali spoke. They'll come again one day. Others scared, lost, hurt. Like us. Lily nodded. Let them come, Hope whispered. We'll keep the door open. Shirali looked at the child, then at Lily. And if they knock? Lily smiled. Then we answer.